Guys, it's your boy Jay Kubota back here with another video. As many of you guys know, this is my car right here behind me. I love this thing. I broke it down in a video and I explained the 5 reasons why I love this car, so I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description. But in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys how I got this car without paying taxes, so you can do the same when you get a car. Before we get into it, if you guys could just like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys wanna see more videos about my car, then definitely comment that down below. Like I said before, this car is not gonna be the point of my channel, but I don't mind doing videos that involve my car sometimes. I'm gonna just talk about the price of my car real quick and how much I would have ended up paying for taxes. So this car brand new is around $55,000, and then my car is also equipped with the executive package, which is around $1,600. So that brought up my total car price to $56,000. Now I didn't pay $56,000 for this car. I'm actually gonna leave a link to another video where I break down exactly how much I paid for this car and how much I paid monthly. So had I bought this car from the dealership, I would have paid $56,000 for the sticker price, and then I would have had to pay $4,620 here in Nevada with a sales tax of 8.25. Not having to pay $4,620, it's huge because then you could do other things like invest it in the stock market. So I'm gonna just get out there and say it. I know a lot of you guys probably know this, but if you buy a car private party, which means that if you buy a car from a person and not from a dealership, then you don't have to pay taxes on that. Now, although many people may know that, I believe a lot of people actually don't know that you can do this with a newer car like this. The reason I did this is because this car only had one owner and it came with everything that I wanted. No sunroof, manual, and the executive package. The car also only had 4,500 miles and it also has warranty until October of 2021. So although you're not getting a car brand new with 0 miles, you can see that when I got this car, it only had 4,500 miles, which I would say that we all agree that that's a little bit of miles. And that I also still have warranty to this date, so that if something went wrong with it, I would just take it to the dealership and they would take care of that. To me, this car is basically brand new, and I understand that someone did have it for 4,500 miles, but I also didn't have to pay the sticker price, and I also saved $4,620 in taxes. So the way that I did this is that I shopped around with banks and I would see that which banks would allow to give a private party loan. This is important because not every single bank gives out a private party loan. They want to only give you a loan if you're going to go get a car from a dealership. So it's important to shop around with banks and try to find the best interest rate for that private party loan. I would recommend to check credit unions because they offer lower rates, and then I would also check that if your job partners with a bank. The reason I recommend this is because my job actually partners with a credit union, and because I worked at where I do, that credit union actually gave me a lower interest rate. So before we get into the next thing that you need to do before you can take out this loan, is that it is a huge benefit to shop with a bank rather than trying to negotiate with the dealer. The reason I say this is because many people can get nervous or frustrated while trying to talk to a salesperson. At the end of the day, it's that salesperson's job to try to make as much money as they can from you losing money buying a car. So if you can just look at different banks and see which one's gonna give you the best interest rates, all you would need to negotiate with is with the person buying the car. And I think that's a huge benefit because you're not negotiating all these other things like interest rate and insurance with the person you're trying to buy the car from when it's private party. So the next thing that you guys need to know is that because you're getting a private party loan and you're not going to a dealership, the bank is gonna ask you how much you're trying to buy the car for, so how much you're gonna get a loan for, and then also how many miles the car has. The reason the bank does this is because they don't wanna give you a loan and you're gonna go buy this car that's not even worth how much that loan is. The bank doesn't wanna lose money if you can't end up paying for that car. They don't want your loan to still be $30,000 and the car was only worth $20,000 to begin with. Before you can get a check to give to the person selling the car, the bank is actually gonna need the title to the car. So in my opinion, this step is the hardest step because this can make the seller not wanna sell you the car anymore. I'm gonna give you a tip for this because honestly, the reason that the seller wouldn't wanna sell you the car is probably just because they don't know about this whole process, and they're just used to them selling the car online and someone giving them cash. But what I recommend doing is talking to the bank, asking them what the exact steps are gonna be, and then making sure that you're explaining to the seller the exact steps. You don't want the seller to ask you a question and you don't know. So as long as you talk to the bank and you find out exactly when the seller brings in the title, they're gonna cut them a check, then I'm pretty sure the seller would feel a lot more comfortable doing that. You should not try to get the title from them and take it to the bank and then the bank writes you a check, because then the seller's gonna think that you're trying to take ownership of the car without paying them. So what I would recommend doing is bringing them to the bank with you. They bring the title. The bank has a title, and now the bank can write a check to the person right there in front of you. I want to emphasize that when you go through this process, it is very important to keep communication with the seller. You want to make the seller feel comfortable, and you want to make the seller know that they're going to get that check for that car. You don't want to seem like a scam, and you don't want the seller not to sell you the car only because you couldn't communicate good. That's literally all the steps that you need to go and buy a car without having to pay taxes on it. Of course, you need to have a good credit score so that it's worth it for you to get a car like this with no taxes. In my opinion, I think buying a car private party is way better than buying it through a dealership, because one, you don't have to go through the hassle of having to negotiate with a salesperson, and you don't need to pay taxes if you can find the exact car that you want without that many miles. You would literally be saving money on the sticker price itself and not having to pay taxes. I understand that this car might be a little bit more expensive. It was $56K, so that my taxes would be around $4,600. But even if you think about it, even if you did this on a $20,000 car, you're still gonna have to end up paying taxes. So if you can find a $20,000 car that's pretty much brand new, low miles, and you could get a private party loan and avoid paying taxes, I promise you that would be way better, because as I said, you could just invest that extra money. That's gonna be all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys learned something, because honestly, this could be a huge money saving thing. And I'm personally never gonna buy a car from a dealership after I learned this. I'm always just gonna go on Craigslist, try to find a private party owner, try to find the exact car that I want. I know it's gonna be hard, but I would definitely rather save money on the sticker price and on the taxes. As always, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. I appreciate all the support I've been getting from you guys lately. I'm gonna link my Robinhood down below in the description so you guys can get started with investing. That's the main thing about this channel. You need to invest. I know I say that in every video. I'm gonna end this video by saying that if you have not started investing in 2021, what are you doing? You gotta get started with investing. You gotta start making this money. If you're a millennial, if you're a Generation Z, you gotta invest. You gotta prepare for your future so that you can live comfortably. Until next time, guys.